And 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Average Joescast. I'm not sure what episode this is because we haven't done one in a while, but we got something very special today for you all. And I think all of the Hardcore Joe fans will love this one because you guys haven't heard from this guy in a while. And
Who's he?
yeah. And on the other end of the line, I have the other founding member, Mr. Scott Sayers, Big Sexy himself. And then on the other end of the line, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself because it's coming all the way from Missouri. We have original gangster himself, an original band member, and original drummer, and all-around nice guy, Mr. Jason Silva, Latino Heat himself. What is going on, my brother? Picture panties flying through the phone. Jason.
Yes, I am back.
What's going on, homie?
The legend has returned.
Yes, the king has returned.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You know it.
All right.
Often replicated, never duplicated.
Right on, man. Well, I can't speak for everybody else, but I will tell you that I missed you dearly, man, and you're missed by a lot of people here, and I hope all is well.
Most definitely. Yeah.
So this is
I miss it too, man.
This is a long time coming because we always wanted to do one, and ever since you left, we never did a Joecast. So I was laying there in my underwear today, and Scott's probably watching porn or something, and we're like, "Fuck, let's do a Joecast." Let's call Jason.
Well, I mean, see, the thing is that I've been listening to A Beautiful Distraction, and it's like somewhere along the way I lost my underwear, so I don't know what happened.
All right,
but porn does qualify as a beautiful distraction, so you're still in good.
I don't know about beautiful, but it's distraction, that's for sure.
Some chicks are hot. Right, that's what I've been told. I don't watch that stuff, But.
Yeah, whatever. Because you get them sent to you from everybody else. but anyway, okay. So if you guys hear a lot of chickens and wind biscuits in the background, it's because it's really windy up here in Waikiuka, and I might lay down
biscuits.
I might lay an occasional wind biscuit that came out of my body, but. Man,
I'll translate. He had a lot of beans and chicken last night.
You know it, homie. But anyway, man, like I said, I'm excited about this one because we haven't done one of these in a while, and I really, really miss the brotherhood that the band was founded on. So Scott and I were both jonesing, so we figured, we give him a call and see what he's doing. So Jason, kind of tell us. Yeah. So tell us what's going on with you, man. I mean, it's ever since you left and how things are going and where you're at, and basically
man. So I left Hilo in August, as you guys all know, and I went to New Mexico to visit some family for a little bit and got fat on a bunch of food from my grandma.
Grandma's food is always good.
I started my schooling. I know a lot of you know that I left for school to get my master's in OT. So I started my schooling with that in September. So after I went to Florida, it's a 1 weekend a month thing. So I went to Florida and just got my feet wet with it and started doing the online stuff. And then I came up to visit my sister and her family there in Blue Springs, Missouri. And not to get into too much detail, but government kind of set out some different guidelines for payment and reimbursement for the type of job that I do, which is rehab, like therapist. And so I was like without a job for a few months, and it kind of sucked because I had saved my money from all like the touring that we did in the Joes.
The world tour.
You were really soaking up in the money, weren't you?
Yeah, all the stadiums that we jam-packed.
We definitely gave it that feel when we played, for sure. It's like taking a freaking arena show to a bar, And I think that's kind of set us apart.
Yeah, that was always a thing. Yeah.
Okay. So, anyway, continue.
Yeah. So I saved my show money from that, and then I was working as well when I was in Hilo. So I had a good little stockpile, but you hate to see that just keep going to all these different things, and you're not replenishing your bank account. So that was kind of sucky. But thankfully, I finally landed a job here in Missouri. I got my state license, and I'm doing home health, which is what I was doing in Hilo. So it's something I'm familiar with. It's the job that I was doing in Hilo, just out here in Blue Springs, Kansas City area. And
Kansas City, Kansas?
Kansas City, Missouri. There's actually a shirt floating around about that, the Kansas City, Kansas Chiefs, when, our fearless leader. But, yeah, so I've been doing that, and then school has been just keeping me busy, man. If I'm not doing work, I'm doing school, and vice versa. So, my life got kind of boring after I left the Joes, man. Sad to say. I mean, I'm happy being with my family and chilling and seeing new things around here, but the weekend the Joe shows, those I really miss that a lot, and I watch you guys play every now and again on YouTube whenever you guys have your videos of the shows and stuff, and it just kind of takes me back to those good old days of jamming and having our friends at the bars and just having that camaraderie with all of us, and even the people, the venues that we played at. Everyone was just so chill and so nice, and just brings back a lot of memories. And I look forward to the day that I can get back out there and hopefully
we do
get some
too.
drums again for a while.
Well, your drums are still here, man. So.
Oh, I know, man.
Yeah,
I gotta get those things out of the dark.
Yeah, I'll give them some work.
Stage lights.
I'll give them some work until you get back. But anyway,
can you imagine when Jason gets back, right, and you give him back his drum set? I mean, he's probably going to put it on a bed and sleep with it and stuff like that, caress it and everything. And, I missed you so much, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna bang that thing like harder on Friday night.
Right in the porthole on the kick drum.
Yeah, I might have to just get me another kick drum head.
I ain't touching that thing after I give it back.
It's gonna get torn up.
I ain't touching it.
Just put a trash bag inside of it. Just just.
I still ain't touching it after he give it back to him. But anyway,
I miss my little skulls too.
I still have them here too. They're stashed away in my little storage unit. So,
I brought one with me just to kind of like a little remembrance of my drums. Dude, and when I get back, I can complete the set. when you left them, man, you even left your vest, the jeans vest that you had. I was like, oh, yeah, dude. I was like, holy shit, he left his vest too. Like, can you picture me trying to squeeze my fat ass into that thing? Shit.
Can't really feel like Hulk Hogan after that, man.
Right?
Wait till we make it big, and then it'll be some like Hard Rock hotel. It'll be like my first vest I ever wore, or mounted in some frame or something like that. But yeah. So true story, dude. When I was in Florida, one of the weekends that I was for school, I went to a Hard Rock hotel, and I think it's Hollywood, Florida.
The one that's shaped like a guitar.
Yeah, it was shaped like a huge guitar, and then of course.
I remember the picture. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. That was like, oh man, the guys would have freaking been crazy about this. And they had live music in the bar inside. They had like a little club, and I didn't go in, but you could kind of just see it from like an eatery right next door. So I just chilled there and watched them jam for a while. They weren't on the Joe's level like when we all played together, but they're all right.
Did you go up and groggle?
Scott, I was just gonna ask him that. I said, did you do any groggling while you were there, or like in Florida, or like in Missouri? Did you like go? I know you said a couple times you went out with your sister guys to check out live music. Did you do the ooh I play and go up and play drums?
Yeah, I tried not to, because you know how we always look down on that so much. Yeah. Being in the Joes. So I was like, man, I don't want to be one of those people. And so my sister inevitably like, hey, you guys played this one, didn't you? I'm like, well, yes, I did. I played a little better, but see, like right there, I'd have done this, bam, like all these stupid drum sound effects that drummers make.
Yeah.
Get their, So I was like, yeah, I would do that, and inevitably, I mean, this I did from like 5 or 6 years old. I'd just be pounding out some beats on the table. So that happened. Like,
that's kind of how we formed the band when I first met you. Yeah, I play drums. Yeah, whatever. You play drums. Whatever.
Yeah, man. You freaking shrugged my ass off. I'm like, what the hell with you then, man? Nah, just kidding. No, I do remember that though. I do remember that.
But I'm the one who ended up stalking you, man. He was like, I don't believe him, but I do. So I'm gonna go stalk his ass.
Yeah, that was awkwardly funny and awkwardly cool.
That makes the story of the Joes unique
and just generally awkward.
Yeah. And then we met Scott, and then just got more awkward.
Then they're
just kind of went in a downhill.
All bets are off when we met Scott. That was it.
I know, dude. I'm like, dude, we can't get any lower. Let's just go ahead and do something with this.
Oh man.
Well, but I made it impressively fun, haven't I?
Right.
Yeah.
We all have
Or
our own.
awkward.
We all have our own unique personalities per se. I guess. Yeah. So,
Yeah. Definitely.
Unique being the key word.
yeah, very unique.
Right. So,
And yeah.
how have you crazies been, man? I haven't. I think I've spoke to you, Ryan.
A few times.
couple
Well,
of
we
times
haven't
this
stopped
time.
really talking ever since you left. So, I'm still.
I know, man.
I'm
You're still stuck in my ass. What the
yeah.
hell?
I'm still. I still haven't. I still haven't recovered from the Latino heat withdrawals yet. So.
Oh, man. I'll send you some of my patented sauce.
Right.
Send him one of your underwear.
With or without sauce.
Dude,
As you can tell, it's going downhill.
ladies
already.
and gentlemen, this Joecast is quickly going off the rails. Very quick. But
Was it ever on the rails?
but,
I know,
but you know what? That's the premise that this band was founded on.
Oh yeah, dude. We never took anything serious.
Nope, not at all. And I think that's what everybody freaking hated about us because we're so busy and stuff, and we in that short amount of time when we formed, we took off so fast, and we're the newest band in town, and everybody hated it because they're like, man, these guys are so busy and they're having fun. They're not taking it. It's like. Basically, we gave everybody kind of a slap in the face because we weren't taking it seriously, but we're busy as hell and we're putting on good shows and our fan base is growing. So, whatever.
Right.
Right. But anyway.
Well, I mean, at the end of it, I mean, I remember what I would say, and I'm sure you guys would agree to it, is like music should be fun. Once
Exactly.
it stops being fun and like a job, it's like, why do it? Sheesh. Gotta do it for the love of just playing music and jamming and hanging out with people that like to do what you do, and for the fans or the people that come to watch, just to get out there and move the hips and dance and get crazy.
I can add in to what you're saying. We like to do what we do with people who want to do it. The people that take 100% ownership of it, and that's kind of what the band was founded on. Three guys. Eventually we added Grayson later on, but the three of us basically, pretty much own the band, and we're in balls deep 100%. So we ran with it on and off stage, and that's what made this band special, because the off stage camaraderie made the band click on stage. A lot of people don't understand that, but it does.
Sure.
So, and I'll be the first to tell you I miss it. So, but we still got to do business as usual, but it's not the same. It's every you're different than Lee and whoever else came afterwards, but it's definitely a different chemistry for sure.
Yeah,
and there are definitely a few of those nights that Jason and I definitely don't remember. Well, not much of it anyway, but
who are we to refuse a shot from
right, exactly,
right?
Right, cool, no problem.
And speaking of which, some of the venues that we still play at still ask about Jason and stuff, and when is he coming back? And I say I don't know. If when he comes back.
What are their names? Are they single? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Does that really matter?
It does, Scott. We'll talk later. No. Well, tell him I said hello, and I miss everyone dearly. And yes, I will come back.
So tell us a little bit about Florida and your school there, and what that entails and stuff, and kind of your basic your regimen for when you travel and you're at home and
sure.
Your routine.
Yeah, definitely. So usually I leave here. This is all pre-COVID. Not to get into the COVID thing too much, but this was all prior to COVID, and then it got shut down. But basically, we would go to school. I would fly out of Missouri, Kansas City on a Thursday. I'd get there Thursday evening, get my car, get my hotel or whatever, and then I'll have class Friday and Saturday. And then I made some really cool friends in the program, so we would go hang out and just kind of get away from school. Because it's a balance, you can't always just do school, and not have a little bit of a fun time. So made some friends with, people around my age, some a little older, some a little younger, but we're all still really cool with each other because we all have one common goal in mind. But it's funny, the place we go to is called Lauderdale by the Sea. If anyone has ever been there, you'll know what I'm talking about. But that
already sounds fun. Lauderdale by the Sea. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, dude, because I fly to Fort Lauderdale, and this is Lauderdale by the Sea, which is like maybe 4 miles at most, I think. 4 miles drive from my college. And it reminds me so much of Kona. You know, it's like they have a strip like Ali'i, and then they have restaurants and clubs and bars, and the beach is right there. So that one kind of tugged at my heartstrings. I'm like, man, here I am, so far away from what I knew and what I enjoyed doing, you know, and seeing people play, you know, live music and tossing back a shit ton of beers, you know. But yeah, and to answer your question before anyone asks, no, I didn't groggle over there. But I did see some bands there that were, you know, they were like playing Eagles kind of
Dad rock.
cover songs and yeah, that kind of stuff. So I'm like,
You know me and Dad rock.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, Latino heat might be too much for this.
Were you able to catch any bigger shows? I mean, like, you know, some of the touring bands and stuff from either in Florida or Missouri?
Not yet, you know. We were gonna try and check out in June. I know Def Leppard, Motley Crue, and Joan Jett.
Oh, that big stadium,
Poison.
the summer tour, yeah, that one got canceled, I think.
Right, right. That one's gonna be at Kauffman Stadium, which is where the Kansas City Royals play, and that's maybe like 15 minutes from my sister's place. I pass it almost every day that I go to work.
Yeah,
but again, I hate to talk about COVID because it's been talked about so much, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. But that one would be a kick-ass show to watch.
And what I heard too with that one is I think the Crew and Def Leppard are kind of alternating who headlines too. Just what I read anyway, but I would have loved to come to see that shit.
I didn't know that. But yeah, but I have kind of looked out for different stuff. When I was in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, I think Heart was gonna jam there, but that was the weekend after I flew to Florida. I'm like, damn it, I'm just missing these concerts. I forget who was Heart and somebody else, but that would have been cool to check out.
No matter, whoever opens for Heart doesn't matter.
I know, right? It's like I just want to hear some Barracuda. That's
right.
It. So, what about you guys, man? Enough about me. Let's talk about you guys. How's the show?
Well, Scott, I'll let you go in.
What shows?
What shows?
Before the pandemic.
Oh, Scott, I thought Scott was gonna go. Okay, but anyway,
hello.
No. I mean, we actually got a lot, really busy. We were actually, kind of the same when you were here. We were playing like 3 or 4 times a month, and maybe sometimes 5. You know, and just busy, just grinding it out, and same old. Nice. You know, we're actually doing well. You know, so no complaints. Nothing that you're not accustomed to, because when you left, we didn't skip a beat because Lee stepped right in and we continued on, because I guess the way we did it, we transitioned them the right way. We got them ready before you left, and when you left, then it was on, you know,
seamless.
Yeah, it was very seamless.
I like that.
Yeah. So, and that was all.
That was one thing I was striving for when I didn't want to leave. Was like, you know what, I got to. So, it was cool that we were able to get somebody in there to jam for you guys and not have that lull, you know, just of not playing because you don't have a drummer. I didn't want that to happen at all. So I'm so happy for that. I'm happy too. You guys got, what's that, Blue Steel or Blue Dragon or something?
Oh yeah, Blue Dragon. That was a fun gig. Yeah. Of all the times you go there, it's in Kauai High and it never rains. The night we go there, it pours. But that didn't stop. It didn't stop anybody.
And you still had people dancing in the rain.
They didn't care. So
that's
that was
awesome,
good.
Man. That's awesome.
And then
that's a nice venue.
It is different. I mean, and we're actually gonna get there regularly. Then this freaking virus thing hit, and that got all shut down. But that's okay. The break is actually pretty nice. So, but like, you know,
you guys have done well with your break. These singles pop up and. I listened to him like, man, dude, that's some good stuff. Shit, I can't wait to get back.
You.
Jam the stuff.
Well, Scott, you want to kind of elaborate on what happened with the whole break thing and stuff and whatever, what our plan was?
Yeah, well, I mean, like Ryan said, we were busy, you know, almost every weekend, and then all of a sudden, this whole the whole curtain fell down, right? And so, you know, and like, you know, even from when you were in the band, we always say, hey, let's record.
Yeah.
You know, I remember, you know, I'll tell you guys, I'm going on vacation this particular week. Let's get together and, you know, write some shit down. And, you know, for whatever reason,
and then a gig would pop up.
Yeah. You know,
gig would pop up. We just weren't serious like we are now. Like, whatever, you suck.
You know, but when this came around, it was like, you know, Ryan and I just started immediately just throwing ideas back and forth at each other, and it just went from there. And so like I said in a Instagram video, we're kind of hoping that it would be all hands on deck, but as it was, that wasn't to be the case. So Ryan and I just said, well, we're gonna do this, just the two of us, and we'll just move ahead, keep going full steam ahead. So it's been a kind of nice break. And like Ryan said, we're not going to push the shows. I mean, if one comes along that we deem as quote unquote worth it, or something that we want to do, sure, we'll go ahead and take it. But I think the main focus is going to be on this album, and who knows the way we're going, we might end up with like 2 or 3 before all things are all things are done, right? So,
like releasing greatest hits albums,
right?
So long.
It's like 2 years from now, Average Joe's greatest hits music. You guys have only done this for 2 years.
Right. So my question is, because I know you guys have released 2 singles, and I'm not trying to rush you or anything, but like, how many are you guys shooting for to make like a full album? Like 8 or
Scott, you want to go or you want me to?
You can go ahead, Ryan.
Okay. Anyway, well, we have right now, Scott, correct me if I'm wrong, we probably have maybe 10 to 12 ideas, maybe 5 or 6 that are 3/4, well, 2 that are done, and maybe 5 or 6 that are 3/4 of the way done. It's just fine tuning stuff, and then we have a bunch of little snippets here and there that we will shape into songs. And then kind of going back onto what Scott said with the reason why we decided to do the album is because we gig so much, and like once the curtain fell, like Scott said, I sat back and I'm like, wow, we actually work really hard at this, and the break is actually pretty nice because our bodies get to rest, our vehicles get to rest, our gear gets to rest. So this is, when the thing hit, and a lot of musicians are kind of belly aching about, oh, when is my next gig? And when our first gig came and went that got canceled, I was like, it's actually pretty nice because if anybody knows the band, we prep before the show, we play the show, and then usually there's a lot of prep, cleaning up and stuff afterwards. So for 1 3-hour show, there's actually 3 days of work that goes into it. So I don't miss it, and I'm sure Scott can probably say the same, because we're all, it's a good feeling when you hurt after a show and hurt the next day.
Oh, geez, yes.
Yeah. So there's been gigs that we're like, oh, but we wake up and it's the best feeling in the world, So, but anyway, when the break hit, and like Scott said, we've always wanted to record, like even when you were in the band, we wanted to do something, but we're always so busy we never had the time to. So we actually took this opportunity to go ahead and write. We've had a bunch of ideas already laying around. So what Scott and I did is we both have recording programs, and with the way things work nowadays, it's so easy. You don't even have to be in the same room to record. So he has a recording program, I do, and we just record our little ideas and send them back and forth, and then what we'll do is it'll shape them into songs. Just keep repeating the process until it's like a potter at the wheel, molding the clay and bowl and whatever, and it's the end product is something that you can be really proud of. But like I said, I miss the plane, I miss the venues, I miss all of our friends that are there. Like you guys too will agree, it was never ever about money for us. It was always about building friendships and relationships with the people, and the actual playing part was the reward for us. So like I said, when the thing got shut down, sure, I miss it, but I don't, because it's, one silver linings coming out of this situation. So like I said, I'm in no hurry to get back, and if gigs come up that are worth doing, like Scott said, if there's some that's worth doing, for instance, if Laverne's calls, we'll go back at a drop of a hat, because it's like Joe's Central over there. Anything else?
Laverne's is always the place to go.
Yep. Any place else we play, we'll put our names. We'll put it out there that we're available, but we're not going to push the issue. They're going to come to us and hire us if they want, because right now, 100%, well, not 100%, but I would say 95% focus is on the record right now. So, like I said, if we don't play it for the next year or whatever, that's totally fine with me, because I'm totally digging in 100% on the record, because and
the other thing too is, like, there's a few bands that are doing the Facebook live shows, which I think is a great thing.
Cliche.
But I think there are enough bands that are doing it that, Ryan, we've touched on it, but after a while it's kind of like, well, there's a number of other bands that are doing it, so maybe we can just kind of back away from that, and even more, we kind of put that focus into the album.
Right.
And
well, Jason,
the other thing has been, it's been such a wonderful learning process for the two of us.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what's really kept our interest going in it. it's just, I mean, you're learning something new every day about,
Yeah.
like Ryan's, we're learning about his program. I'm learning about my program.
And just the stuff that we come up with
Yeah.
after you listen back, you're like, wow, I can't believe that we did that,
Yeah, exactly. And the great thing is that, Ryan can play practically everything, right? So it's like, because I mean,
Yeah.
if I had to come up with a guitar line and I'm like, oh, well, shit, I mean, that's not going to happen, right? So, I got to give Ryan credit because, I mean, I've given him some bass lines. And there was a song I sent him, which I did a rather atrociously badly played guitar work on it, but he kind of went and did it and, came out good, but that's kind of on the back burner right now. But, he's taken just some of my generic bass lines that I've sent him, and he's completely transformed them into songs. There's one that Ryan's really working on right now that I think is going to be the next one.
Oh, that one's going to be freaking slamming, man. I think so.
Yeah, and
well,
I remember when I sent him down, Ryan was like, holy shit, this one's good.
See, that's the advantage of not working with tape, because if you can cut and paste on a computer, you can do this recording program. It's not hard to do. But it's going back to, the Scott and the Facebook thing, originally when people weren't doing them, we wanted to do one, but 3 of us in the band agreed to do one and one guy didn't, so that was out the window. And then all of a sudden everybody started doing them. Like, frick that. And Jason, you kind of know the what the band was founded on. We want to be different by design, so we didn't want to be a bunch of copycats. That's why we ended up not doing a Facebook show. So we just frick it, we'll do a record. Nobody's doing our record, so we'll do one. So
Well, yeah, and that's what I was about to say when Scott was talking. Is like, we're always unique by design, and I'm so happy you guys capitalized on this downtime from shows to do something.
That's why I kind of hope it doesn't come back for a while, because I want to focus on the record. I want to focus on the record.
Yeah, and then maybe at shows you can have a little stash and give them to patrons or sell them or whatever, and start a little fund for the band. Just get equipment or whatever. I don't know. That's all left to be.
I mean,
written,
all power to the people doing the Facebook thing. More, God bless you guys. But the Joe's way is we're different by design, and we ain't gonna copy anybody. So that's
right,
it.
right. And you never know where this might go. I'm just kind of throwing it out there, like. Those songs, the 2 that I heard, I was like, God damn, that cannot just be Ryan and Scott. I know those 2 numb nuts.
you played with us for 3 years live. You know that. It's like, no.
Like, oh my God, this is actually like listenable. No, no. But, I mean, all jokes aside, man, I was like, wow, that's like catchy and just. I was floored. I will admit, I was like, holy shit, these guys did it and still are doing it. And like I said, you capitalized on this downtime, and I can't be more happier for you guys. I'm a little bummed I'm not a part of it.
Yeah.
But that's another story.
You are. We know.
Just put a big. To make it up to me, you could just put a big picture of my face on the album cover, and that'll sell like hotcakes.
But nah, man, we know like even when you were here, we had no problems with ownership and no problems with being proud of being in what we built. We know 100% that if you would be down 100%, no excuses. So
guaranteed.
That's where Scott and I miss you, because we like I said, the whole dynamic. It's good now, but the dynamic has changed because we don't really do anything off stage anymore. Together. I remember I'd be at work at 4:30. Jason, Kona, Scott, Kona, let's go. Picking you guys up at 5 o'clock, heading over to Kona. So
yeah. And then talking about that, I was like. The whole offstage stuff, dude. We could go to Kona. We weren't even playing, and we were treated so well by the staff at Laverne's.
Oh yeah.
Wherever we played at, and then some of the other bands. Hey man, you guys want to jam something? And we're always ones to not really. No. It's your guys' night. We've jammed already, and no. Play one with us, and it ended up being a really good night that we got to play a little, and then just our friends that we made at the venues, they just treated us
well. That's all because of
that too.
Being my whole philosophy is being accessible before, during, and after the show. So we build relationships with these people, So even when we're not playing and we walk in, we get the treatment that we do, and I'm so grateful for that. But it's the work you put in off stage. You can't just sit there and expect people to come to your shows without putting in the work, so but even if we put in the work, get to know the staff, we don't act like rock stars, don't be arrogant, whatever. Well, I can't speak for you guys, but whatever. but make relationships.
But I do remember you telling us, and we even had our little business cards that would just pass out, and hey, how you guys liking the music? And it was break time, but it was like you always said, hugging babies and getting out there and talking with the crowd, and just hey man, I hope you like our show, thank you for coming. And I think that won over a lot of people, aside from the music and just the fun. But it was like, hey man, these guys are chill, they're not going to be all
and that's why
up about
when we go out and watch other bands and stuff, no knock on them, but I don't understand why they don't do that, because it's a huge part of building your fan base and actually securing your next gig. Because if you do that and people like you, word gets out, they spread the word, and hey, these guys are cool, they talk to them and they can go back home to Norway or wherever, Brazil. Oh, I met these guys in the band and they're really cool, and next thing you know, we're getting likes on the page and stuff. That's why I don't understand why people don't want to do it, or take pride and ownership in the band that actually is a good band. They're lucky to actually be in a band that has that. That's the way I feel.
Exactly. If you got 2 or 3 people that care to listen to what you play and how you do it, then that's golden. But,
and I think
we always had so much people in those clubs. Just man, it was fun.
And we've all discussed it before. It's like, we can't take it for granted. They came on vacation from God knows where. They came to the bar to spend money on food and drink and whatever, and actually spend time with you, to take the time to watch you play. You better give them something to play, or if not, make sure you let them know that you're grateful that they're there, and that's that.
Of course.
Yeah, that's the bummer part for me when, I go to other shows and you see bands just, when they break, they go hide in the corner. No, get your freaking ass out there and tell the patrons that you're happy they're there,
Right. Just let them know you're appreciative of them showing up, But yeah, man, I mean, kudos to you guys, you two, for doing that. And it's half the band, but it sounds like a full band. Half the band members aren't in it, but you guys still persevered. And man, my hat's off to you for that.
You know me, I'm not gonna wait for anybody. Like I've always said, you're either in or you're in the way. Well, Scott and I kind of joke about this. It's like you know the band Kiss, Jason. It's basically Gene and Paul, and then everybody else is an employee. So.
Right.
So it's interchangeable at any time. So, well, like I said, you're an OG, and we didn't have that problem with you. But like now, since you're gone, it's the third dynamic is gone. So it's the Gene and Paul show right now. So like I said, you're either in or you're in the way. So like don't basically when this whole project came down and we asked, hey, if you guys want to be involved, and they're like, it's not in our immediate plans to commit that kind of time. That's not exactly what they said, but whatever. I'm not trying to slag anybody, but they basically gave up their share of any say in the band, by doing that, because I believe in band loyalty, band pride, and stuff like that. My thing is, if you want equal say, you got to put in equal work off stage too, not only on stage. So if you're not going to do work off stage, don't grumble when Scott and I make decisions because you had your chance. That's basically what it is.
Right. And it's only being fair. It's fair. So, wow, man. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing that new stuff you're coming out with.
Scott, you want to share the story about the next song that we're gonna do, or is it kind of sensitive? You don't want to share without giving away too much?
Which one? The PTD?
Yeah.
Play that disco.
Disco.
Well, yeah, that one was well, of course, we know who it's a rib against, right? So, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was just kind of playing around one day, and I just had this kind of groove in my head, so I just played it and kind of basically formatted what I thought would be like chorus and verse and so on and so forth. So I sent it to Ryan, and he listened to it, and he moved some things around that actually worked out better for the song in terms of the flow between the verse and chorus, and so that became the basis. And of course now we're talking about lyrics. So
should we go into the backstory of that or no? Keep it a surprise.
Yeah, well, basically, on one of the pages that I guess we are members of, I think was the I won't name it.
The musicians fraternity page.
Okay, but somebody on there had kind of posted something, and it was I guess you could say kind of throwing shade toward us. And so, I remember Ryan and I were kind of texting about it, and I was telling Ryan, I don't even bother with it and stuff like that. And it's just not worth it. And so Ryan came up with the idea of, oh, what if I give up a give him a thumbs up emoji? And I'm like, that is fucking brilliant.
saying
So
saying a
we
lot
all
without
went in,
saying anything. Yeah.
so we all went out, we gave him thumbs up emojis, and the guy reacted,
Yeah.
which was the whole thing we were looking for, because he's trying to get Ryan to react, he's trying to get us to react. Well, we did, but not in the way he was anticipating. So he ended
Right,
up getting
right.
pissed off about it, right?
And it's so
And
funny
so
because the Joe's way is, if you're gonna make fun of us, we're gonna run with it. So now our production company is called Play That Disco Productions. Our studio is called Play That Disco Studios. We have Play That Disco Attire, and then now we have a song called Play That Disco, and our album will be called Play That Disco. So here's a big middle finger to you, buddy.
yeah, and
Oh,
the funny thing is, in that whole thread, he tried putting up some, what you call those gifs, about people laughing and stuff like that. Oh, I know what you're doing. And the last thing he put down was Play That Disco. And I texted
okay.
Ryan, he posted that. I texted Ryan, and I'm like, dude, that's our next shirt right there.
Right? Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's how this whole thing steamrolled.
Yep, we're playing
That's
we're
too
playing
funny,
disco.
man.
We're playing disco 4 times a month while you wait 9 months for one gig. So yep, we'll keep playing that disco, all right.
I still can't get over that somebody would throw shade at the Joes. You guys are a
Well,
bunch of fun-loving dudes,
well,
man.
whatever. I think
Jeez.
it's because that our roots, and you as well. Like you and Scott are big Rush fans, and I'm like '80s Van Halen, whatever. And I think where that came was that they feel that we're selling out and we're not doing our roots are, like the rock roots. But they don't understand the
Mhm.
whole thing behind that is we can, like, even with and I've expunged on this millions of times. Yeah, we can play classic rock and do all the stuff that everybody else is doing, but if everybody else is doing them, you're going to get canceled out. So if you do one thing
Right,
different, that's already an advantage. So I'm playing what works. I'm sure in my car I listen to all the stuff that everybody's playing, but if you play it in
right.
the bar, you're going to alienate the younger crowd. If you're only playing old shit for the young old people, the young guys will walk right out. And you guys seen that. You guys being in the band, you guys have seen that. We play the young stuff. They come in off the street to come in the bar and watch what we're doing, and then I
Right,
watch the
right.
other bands play a whole bunch of Zeppelin and Stones, and the young kids are walking out, and you don't want that. You want to kind of look forward to the building up the next generation of fans, not alienate them. Sure.
And that's the thing we've always had. We've always had a good diversity of fans coming in. Not only just coming in, but staying
Yep.
and
Yep.
watching the shows. I mean, go to Laverne's. Yeah, it's transient, but because of the music we play, look at the age, the spread of age,
Yeah.
of the audience. We go to
That's
Hilo
what I
Time
would do.
Tavern,
Yeah.
and it's like, there's a lot of, like a lot of reggae music, a lot of DJs and stuff like that. We
Hmm.
go in there, and we're getting a younger audience along with our regular audience.
What I think is really
Right.
cool, like at Laverne's, I guess the DJ there or whoever, will be playing, and the DJ normally comes on after us. He'll kind of build off of what our last songs are and start his set with our last few songs, and that's freaking amazing. That means you're doing
Yeah, dude,
something.
I never thought I'd like groove maybe what was it, Bon Jovi or something, but with like a club rhythm to it. But I'd be there tearing down my monstrosity drum set, like just grooving the beat. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, this guy's cool. Like and I was like, man, how can you merge like 80s rock with like a club beat and
And
it
he did
sounds
it. Yeah.
cool. But yeah, and it was like, wow, he's kind of off of what we've done.
Yep.
He's
All the time.
starting to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was that was
every
cool.
show is like what we end with. He kind of starts off with, kind of soon
Yeah,
as
that
our
was really cool.
last note, and you do like your 80-second note roll or whatever the hell, like that last 3 minutes long. As soon as you hit your last cymbal crash, he's starting his set right there, and it's seamless. So
Yeah.
And I gotta admit, he does have a really good set on, of music that he plays.
oh yeah,
Right,
for sure.
right.
He's very diverse too. He doesn't only play like the gangster shit. He plays all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's for sure. And back to what you guys are saying about like the diversity of the catalog, I would go around saying hi and thank you like normally would do, and people are like, man, that's so cool. You guys play old, new, in between. Like, that's by design. We want to appeal to more than just the rock group or the what do you call it, pop or top 40 or funk. We just kind of want to throw it all in there, mixed bag of it, and it'll keep you waiting for some song you like, and it's intriguing though. It's like, oh, wonder what they're gonna play next.
Yeah, it
And
doesn't make us predictable.
I got that a few times, just going around and saying hi to people. And,
Or like some
I
of the
appreciate
spins,
you
the
guys.
spins we put on a lot of the songs or the mashups are like, holy shit, we didn't realize
Right.
that was coming. You know, and that's really cool. And
Right,
that's
right.
the
So it's
whole.
just a breath of fresh air
Yep.
compared to like just playing, okay, we know they do rock and that's all you're gonna hear for 3 hours.
Yep.
It's nice. I jam it in my
Oh
car
yeah, for
every
sure.
day, but
I don't
it's
rarely
nice
listen to
change
our
it up.
catalog. I don't rarely listen to our catalog in my car. It's like the stuff that us three grew up on. You know, normally, if I need to
Yeah,
get my
yeah.
fix, I play it in the car. That's it.
Exactly. So I'm glad that we had that sense, or
Yeah.
that you have done it for a while before we did. That to know, hey man, we got to do this. It's not what we listen to, but it's gonna get people jamming with us and appreciate our music and
Yep.
what we're doing. So okay, cool, let's do
You know,
it.
and one of the things that we've always, I mean, I've always thought was cool is the mashups. Like we have our funk block,
Yeah,
and we
those
have
are
one in
fun.
each set,
Yeah.
and it's like nobody expects that.
I think
Nope,
yeah.
nope.
I think the way the
And it
catalog.
kept people on the floor. You're like,
Yes.
oh my God, that's my jam. And then like we'd go into the next one. Oh my God, this is my jam too.
And what's
You
cool
just
about that
see
is
it,
one crowd,
people
one gang
waiting.
will be saying, "Oh, that's my jam," and then we'll bust into 180 in the mashup, and a gang from another corner of the bar, "Oh, that's my jam." It's like different genres all mixed together, and then
Yeah.
going back to like with the catalog, what Scott and I had decided to do was make the record linear with the cover catalog. That way, it won't be Maroon 5 or Daft Punk, and then all of a sudden a heavy rock song. We kind of want to make it linear to where it's still it gets our rocks off, but it's still danceable. So it's going to kind of mesh with the catalog well. So we're being really
Nice.
careful about when we write the songs too, because when some of the ideas Scott came up with, they're like, holy shit, this sounds like Maiden or something heavy. I don't know if that's going to make the record. So, maybe the second record. So.
Freaking Scott. That's cool though, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
Another thing, I was talking to my sister, we were going to one of the clubs here in Kansas City, live music, and yeah, they kind of do this, they kind of do that. And how did you guys do it? Like when you would do something,
We did it better.
To be different. Like no matter what you're gonna ask, it was better. That's all you got to know. But I was like, oh yeah, some of the ways that we made it, interactive, that I was really happy about with the band was we made it interactive. So I was so like, what would you do? Like, oh well, we'd have like a set list that we knew we were solid as a band. No matter what singer we threw up there to make a train wreck out of it, we could still pull ourselves out. And so we would do live band karaoke, and that was a big hit,
Oh, yeah.
especially like towards the end of the night, because you want to solidify that, hey, the band is solid. Now put somebody else that's not in the band up there, just have a good time, but
Exactly.
it's probably not going to sound
And I think
solid.
that's one of the biggest
Yeah.
hits. Like even when the staff at Laverne's are like, "Oh, the live band karaoke is the best." And we're not like other bands that'll have a singer prepared. But although we have had a few singers, maybe not so much prepared, but we sent them the set list and told them, "Watch the video. This is the way we do it." And they come,
Right,
no
right.
rehearsal, play. As a matter of fact, I think one of the girls that sang with us, Amy Morgan, I think you were here doing the Bop night. She's the one from Alaska. She may actually guest on one of the songs on the record. And the reason why I'm doing that is because, I mean, there's singers we can use here, tons of them, whatever. But, like you said, different by design. So, and she has,
that was something.
and she said she has a fancy recording program. So,
She has a fancy recording
she has a fancy
program and
recording.
a set of pipes.
Yeah, she's a fancy recording program, so she can do it. So we'll see what happens.
It's like, shh, she has Pro Tools.
Yeah, she's Pro Tools. That's so
Oh, man, she might be
sexy.
above us in level.
Dude, she's an
But-
electrical engineer. She's educated.
Oh man, dude, you really hit the gold pot with that,
Right. Yeah, but anyway.
But yeah, that was one thing I was telling my sister. Man, I remember seeing so much recording. Like their cell phones would come out because they're recording their friend just being like crazy, and then almost maybe eight out of 10 times they'd always want like a picture with the band. I'm like, okay, cool, this is nice.
Right? And we get
Those
that
are
all the
fun.
time, and it's like if you look at the band, like the first incarnation with us three and Grace and whatever, we get that they want to take pictures. Like, why? It's like, why do you want to take pictures with us?
Right. Yeah, man. So just good memories, man. And
Yeah,
I
it
still
is.
hear a bunch of the tunes that I jammed with you guys, and it's like, man, takes me back to memories of Kona or some of Hilo or wherever we played. yeah, those are good
Yeah.
days.
Well, you need to get your ass back here, man. So either fail
I'm
your
working
class,
on it, homie.
fail your class so you can leave right away, or put in a lot of extra credit.
Yes,
Or
sir.
some
I
shit
will
like
work
that.
on the extra credit.
So what?
Yeah, just double up all your classes.
yeah, there you go.
Don't eat,
There
don't
you
sleep.
go.
Just okay. So what's the current status of your schooling now? So like, where are you at? How much longer do you think you have, and are you failing?
Okay. Yeah. All right, so let's take this a step at a time.
Okay, so you're jumping on the plane tomorrow.
Right. Well, flights are super cheap, and I have a face mask, so I'm good to go.
Las Vegas, end of the year. Let's go.
No, what was it? A month ago, I passed the halfway point, so everything.
Wow, that's fast.
Scott, you marking your
man,
calendar?
It has flown by, and thankfully, I haven't gotten anything lower than a B, so I'm happy with that.
Shit, you're smart.
And yeah, right, man. No way. I play drums. I'm not smart.
Smarter than the guitar player, that's for sure.
Okay, I'll agree with that. Throw in the bass player too. No, just kidding. Just
Me bang drum. Me smart.
you hit things with sticks. But yeah. So I have until April, May of
Scott, you marking your calendar?
2021. And then yeah, I do want to get back out there. I want to see about like when I can get out there, for a visit at least. And if you guys are jamming at that point, that'd be cool. Kind of be like these ones
Is
that
that
we
a
had come
is that a
in
dumb
from
question?
Alaska.
If you come back, if you're jamming, that's a freaking stupid question.
And I might get blisters on my fingers. I might need to wear some gloves.
Oh man,
Wait, are you saying you don't have blisters now?
No, Scott, I didn't pick up your hobby when I left.
Well, see, what's going to be funny though is that Jason's going to come back, and we're not going to be playing at that time, right? But that doesn't mean that we can have a night that we'll probably not remember the next day. But
There you go, man.
yeah, I
There you
remember
go.
like going to Laverne's. You guys are freaking lucky that I don't drink and I drove because they got
Dude,
you guys
yeah, man.
sauce.
Yeah, dude. Some days I
oh,
don't
and
even
there
do
was
my
those
own
Cokies nights too. I was like,
Oh my
hey, I love you, man.
Remember that?
I love you, but I
love
hate you.
Yeah, I love you, but I effing hate you guys. While they're vomiting my guts out.
Man,
I still think though it's because of Ryan's piss poor driving, freaking lead foot and turkey wheel. Like, Jesus, man, I only had some freaking Coronas.
I subtly like weave back and forth without you noticing, but you could actually feel it but not know it. So when you hit the left turn to go to Scott's house, stop.
Like, dude, did I get in Ryan's car? The Tilt-A-Whirl, Jesus. Like, are we at the fairs? Damn.
Dude,
How about the fair, man? How was the fairs?
It's
You guys'
canceled.
show last
it
year?
went good. It was okay. I mean, you typical Joe show. The show was good, but like I said, it was one of our first ones, so we're still kind of feeling each other. But nonetheless, it was still a good show. So
Nice.
but the fair's canceled next year. There's no fair. I mean, I wasn't planning
Oh,
to.
yeah.
I wasn't planning to pursue it anyway because I think people are kind of getting tired of seeing us at the fair anyway. So
Yes. Okay, that's cool, man. That's cool. I was wondering about that one.
yeah.
Nice.
But anyway, like I said, the brotherhood, man, I miss it 100%. Like I said, things are good now, but it's never going to be like what it was because, like I said, we had this bond that we had from the very beginning. We were all friends before the band even started, and
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
it's a unique thing that we had, that made the band special back then. So, like I said, out of anybody, I miss you the most. So, like I said, and we still
man,
talk.
I
We
miss
still
Oh, well, sure, because he's the only one that's gone. That's why.
right.
Kind of by default, I win.
Yeah.
He's like, you get your participation trophy.
Yeah.
Here you go, Jason.
I got to take it and run with it. Give me my acceptance speech time.
Fuck, they give
Spike the
everybody
ball and
trophies
everything, right?
nowadays. You can be the
Right?
worst player on the team and you still get a damn trophy. Freaking
Yeah,
millennials.
man. I
But
probably was the worst player on the team, but oh well. No, I miss you guys too. I really do. I miss the.
And one thing I gotta say is that I miss our nights whenever we played in Hilo. I miss the Ken's
Oh, the
debriefing.
debriefings. Yeah, we don't.
Remember
Oh.
Ken?
That's
Man.
freaking non-existent now. The debriefs. There's no
Shit,
usually.
man, I
Well,
miss my
sometimes
pork
Scott,
chop plate.
Scott and Grayson will go sometimes, and Kevin.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, but it's not the
Ken's,
same.
and you remember that little, what was it, Phillips 76
Oh
gas
yeah, the
station?
gas station. The
Yep,
gas.
yep, yep.
Bro, I remember like maybe 2 or 3 songs before we were gonna finish. I was like, man, I could really go for a slushy and a cheese stick, or
And you go there and the
just getting
machine's broken.
Yeah, and I get there, I'm like, damn it, the slushy machine's broken. What am I gonna get?
And that was actually.
I remember like going through my mind, what am I gonna get at our debriefing?
Yeah.
And yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
The debriefs, I think, are actually pretty important, because what it allows us to do is, what we do is go eat and stuff, and then we jump on our phones and look at the live videos, and it's not only to watch ourselves, but we can kind of see what we can fix and what worked and what didn't work. And in it, those, as casual as people thought it was, that, oh yeah, they're just hanging out after the show. We actually talked about the shows and talked about stuff that we could do or don't do, or whatever, and just reflect on the show, if it was a good show or a bad show or whatever. And it's, to me, that was very critical to the success of the band, and we don't even do that anymore.
For sure. And even then, that was when we'd harvest more fans. Like, oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah, okay, tell them to come like the page.
Right.
And we had a freaking
yeah,
explosion of people.
we get fans like at the venues, like they would like the band and stuff, and we invite them to the page, and that's how our friend base grew.
Right, because I remember one time, and I showed it to you guys, and I think we posted it, but I was so taken aback how many different people from different countries liked our page. There was like people from Germany, freaking Asia, all around, the globe. It's like, man, we're worldwide.
I would always tell everybody, we're worldwide.
Ways, like,
we're not just Hilo, man. We're worldwide.
Yeah, and Kona is a perfect place for that, because so much people go to Hawaii to experience it, and Kona is one of the best places.
And that's why everybody would ask, you rather play Hilo or Kona? With even skipping a beat, Kona. I'm sure. Oh, you guys got to drive. The drive is so worth it. Believe me.
Oh yeah.
And the cool thing too is that we've had people that have come to our Kona shows that from out of state that came back, and it almost seemed like they kind of planned their vacation.
Yeah, Amy and the Alaska crew. The Alaska crew saw us twice.
Yes.
Amy
Yeah,
saw us,
you had a couple repeats.
Amy saw us twice, and there's a few others. Well, yeah.
Not to mention that bacon cheeseburger from Laverne's, man, that thing was the best. I don't know. I think it was just a combination of like, it's free. we had to set up everything, and it's hot and humid in Kona, and you just work up an appetite. And so it's like, yeah, man, hit me with that double cheese, please.
Yeah, that's why. Who cares about what we're getting paid? There's like, we get free food and food to take home, and whatever else, and then we get the rock star treatment over there. That was like the reward for me, man. And I think we're lucky.
That was a reward in itself.
Yeah.
But
and we're like really lucky that a lot of bands, they're like, oh, Kona, we're not getting paid enough. Fuck, we're getting free food, man, and our friend base is growing. We don't care,
No joke, man. No joke. And then you've made friends, like the staff there and some of the other places. We played. We're still Facebook friends. We're still Instagram friends. So I still see what they're up to. They still see what I'm up to. So. I mean, damn, you made a good friend out of that experience, and it was all in good fun.
And it's all because of the work we put in before, during, and after the show. And it's kind of sad because remember we used to go park downstairs at Bongo Ben's and, all right, great music tonight, man. And then when we'd leave, oh, you guys killed it, man. You guys rocked. I'm going to miss those guys. Unfortunately, Bongo Ben's closed, so we're not going to see those guys anymore.
That was sad when you tagged me in that post. I'm like, oh, man, that's a bummer. And they had good food. I ate there a few times. I think before I was in the band. But
that one older lady that always sat down on the bottom when we were loading up. Man, you guys killed it tonight.
Didn't you give her our old banner?
I gave her something.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to get rid of that thing for so long.
Yeah, the very first banner, I was like, fuck, I don't want this thing. Here, you can have it.
Like, one of the members isn't even around anymore. Yeah, you can have it.
Yeah. So,
but she loved it. She's like, oh my God, I got it. I'm like, yeah, you want me to autograph that? No, I'm just kidding.
Like, you can have it. I wipe my ass with it, but here, you can have it.
Yeah, dude, that was funny. Like, yeah, dude, I got rid of him. Like, thank the Lord. Leave the dark days behind us.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but things are good. But other than that, how's the family up there? Was your like family happy to see you when you got back and stuff?
Dude, it's Jason. Who isn't happy to see me?
Joescast is over right
let's
now.
see,
I'm turning off the record button.
Okay, let me deflate my fat head. Hold on. Okay. No,
That'll take an hour.
I know, right? I'll call you guys back. No, everyone. It's been a long time in coming, and of course, because I'm a rock star now, they all want to get autographs and shit. I've never signed so many drumsticks and baby bottles and onesies and boobs, you name it. No, but to this day, I still wear my Average Joe's hats just because I like the way they fit. And I have my last shirt that I made.
Yep.
One of the last shirt designs that you got, Ryan.
Yeah.
I have one of those, so I'll rock out those every so often.
It's called ownership.
Yeah, I still rock out my Joe swag.
Well, you'll forever be a Joe, that's for sure. You're
Hell to the
you're
man,
OG,
forever.
original gangsta.
You know it, man. I'll get back soon. And I'll re-up my Joe card again. I look forward to that. That'd be fun.
Well, you can start by plugging in my amp and carrying my guitar and carrying Scott's bass and.
Wow. All right. Maybe I'll just be a fan.
Right on. But anyway, so anything else you guys want to add, Scott? You want anything else?
No, man. Tell you what, Jason, great talking to you again, brother, and look forward to seeing you again, man.
For sure, man. Same here, and
Right
thank you
on.
guys for the opportunity to hang out with you on this phone cast, and we'll do it again sometime.
Right on.
Thank you, everybody, for not forgetting about me. I haven't forgot about anybody. Just been a little bit busy, but I'll get back soon. So just wait.
Well, for those of you out there, I have Latino Heat original member and founding member of Average Joe's and former drummer. This conversation will continue after I hit the stop button on here. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us, and I'll get this podcast, Joecast, up as soon as we're done here. It'll probably be up later today sometime. We thank you all for joining us. If you guys haven't already yet, please go to Average Joe's 2.0 Facebook page. Check out our two singles, Better Days and Beautiful Distraction. It's either on our band pages, Facebook pages, Instagram, and on the Shredboy 808 channel. We thank you guys once again. This is Reverend signing out, and I have Scott and Jason. They can sign out on their own.
Go ahead, Jason.
Again, like I said, often duplicated, never replicated.
You know it.
Jason, talk to you guys soon.
All right, and this is your friendly neighborhood bass player. We talk to you guys later.
All right. Don't hang up, you guys. Okay, I'm just going to hit the pause button. We can still wrap out. Okay. That's stuff that